Teresa Wheatley. Welcome to the Rachel Holmes podcast on this beautiful Monday afternoon. How are you?
I'm really well, Rachel. I'm back again.
You're back the second time on the podcast, and we've got lots to talk about. So let's start. Let's start with the big FitPro news first of all. Do you want to kick off with the big announcement?
Yeah. Well, I think very excitingly, I've got to talk about FitPro Live first of all,
Yes.
because that to me is the most magnificent news we've got. It's coming back, it's reimagined. So excited. I know we're going to get into that. And also I happen to just have got a lovely announcement that I became executive director of FitPro recently. So that's really exciting because wow, what a legacy Jane and Brent have created. And I've got so much vision for what can be continued to do, and we're working with amazing people, and there's so much on the horizon because there's so much still to be done. We're doing it right. So super excited to talk to you, and thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, Teresa, my pleasure. So as you know, I go back with FitPro a long time. Jane and Brent, probably 25, maybe more years. So I'm just so excited to see this whole new iteration of FitPro for 2025 and beyond. Do you want to give us some ideas of your vision? Where do you see the whole organisation going? Where do you see it fitting into this very ever-changing fitness landscape?
It is ever-changing, isn't it? And I think what's really important is to stay at the front. And, so Jane and Brent led that beautifully. I think that what we're doing is we've been championing, excellence and we showcase it. And what's really important to me is that we really recognize the legacy that's been created. Legacy is so important and it really has legs. But what you have to be able to do is continue to evolve.
Yeah.
And lead. And I think that's what we do really, really well. We use amazing people to do that. So some of the visions, I think, when you said about being at FitPro before 25 years ago, it's just a few years ago, what was always known was there was this huge, magnificent event that you could get your hands on everything that you needed. And it really would take you through that year, wouldn't it? I was speaking to Lincoln Bryden about this the other day, about actionable things that you could take things away with you. And I think, there was a really good decision to stop it for a while.
Yeah.
But what we've noticed whilst we're providing amazing education and supporting and collaborating and doing all the stuff that we do really well, people are always also wanting that face-to-face element and be in the room with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I always thought that online would miss something. I don't think it does. I really think you can achieve magnificent educations, experiences. I really do think you can do that. But there is something different, isn't there, about being in the room with like-minded people.
There is, and it is those conversations that you do miss online. People just rock up, put the Zoom on. As a presenter, we deliver that information. Yes, you get the energy, you reach everybody, and there's loads of questions, and you can create. And you and I have done some phenomenal webinars where we've shared some fantastic information. They've been brilliant, loads of energy. But it's then you close your laptop and you go on to the next thing. But when you're in the room, it's connections, it's chatting to the person sitting next to you, it's asking a question with the speaker, it's somebody that you're having coffee with that you've never met before, or somebody that you see on social media that you just recognize them across the room. And often those moments are where business is done, connection is made, all collaborations happen when you're in the room. So it's so important that we bring that back, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a real value to it. It's really hugely valuable. And I think people have missed it. I also think perhaps people have got a little bit out of practice. I know you've been doing face-to-face again and you started that. And I think people are a little out of practice. So we've made it, really simple. We're getting to the Excel Center. It's part of the Elevate sessions. And so we're partnering with them. Elevate do an amazing job. And now we're going to be in a separate space. And we're keeping it simple, right? You can get a train in easy. It's on the Elizabeth line. It's probably one of the easiest things to find. So we thought, let's make it easy so people don't have an excuse and go, oh, I can just do this online. Yes, of course they could see it online, but what about being in reach of other fitness professionals? And the people we've got on the schedule are really phenomenal. And yes, you were on twice, Rachel.
Yeah.
You are one of those people, absolutely. I chose. I mean, I literally couldn't have everybody I wanted, which is, I couldn't believe it that I was spoiled for choice. And my God, the enthusiasm and real desire to make it happen again from every presenter that's involved has really floored me.
That's good.
It's about something more to everybody. It's because I think FitPro Live has had a huge part of my life. I know it's had been a big part of many people's lives, and they know what it can do, and it can be sort of a vehicle to moving things on. And we always want that. We want this ever evolving industry, and no one's standing still. We cannot afford to. And what I've really noticed, my God, and I just got goosebumps, was about the collaboration. There's no competition. Honestly, I've been so floored. And like I say, the people we've got on there are right at the front. They are, may have been with FitPro for a long time, or we've got a few new people, but these are people that will make a significant change to you in that room right there. And I'm doing my Brownie's promise. Yes, they really will make an impact to you, not so that you feel there's been a lack, so you feel, oh, I haven't done that, but so you feel I'm ready to move on. You're going to feel curious. You're going to feel invited to slightly look at something in a different way. And we're absolutely group exercise, PT, and all in between, and from people right at the beginning of their careers, whether they're just come out of college or they're starting in their 60s, 70s, they are going to find something for them, or people who've been in the industry for as long as you and I, or even longer, if that's possible.
Is that possible? Tell us a little bit about what Elevate is as a trade show, because people might not be really clear with what Elevate is, and when they go to the Elevate event, what is it? What is it? What do they see? Because it's quite an interesting event to go to, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. You and I have been there a number of times. In fact, you and I turned up. Do you remember we met at the tube station? We're like, this is a person I know. It's a person I know. It was so lovely. And then to let you in on a secret, Rachel hadn't got her ticket. But anyway, and then she had to register on the door. Anyway, that was a bit of behind the scenes stuff that I should have shared on your podcast. But Elevate, first of all, the FitPro Live part is a separate and paid exclusive area. Elevate is free if you're FitPro. It's immersive in the fact that there's obviously loads of companies and businesses showcasing there, but there are these sort of educational spaces and also a lot of panels. And there are some really sort of deep thinkers, if you know what I mean, in our industry talking about change and how it can evolve. So if people don't want to come to FitPro Live and pay that fee, absolutely fine. Come to Elevate, because you can still say hello to us. And like I say, in Excel Centre, which is a huge centre, you can drive there. There is parking there. I think you have to book it beforehand. But it's really easy to get to. And, it's been running for a number of years, and it just seems to be growing and growing. Why wouldn't FitPro Live become part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all the big manufacturers. You've got product companies, you've got educational companies. I mean, there's just everything to see. It's just so worth going around the trade show and having a look, getting all the samples, chatting to people. And again, just see what the next trend is in equipment and flooring. And I mean, there's everything, lighting companies, music companies. There's pretty much everything that's got any connection with the fitness industry is there. Really interesting. And you always bump into loads of people that you've not seen for ages there, don't you?
So I hug an enormous amount of people. Like, oh, it's so-and-so. Yeah. It's a really lovely event. And one of the things I really love about it as well, you can turn up as a solo, and meet some people and, walk away, like you say, with those connections that might transform your business, those 5-minute conversations, and something happens. And that's what we're aiming to do with FitPro Live as well.
So somebody goes in, they'll go into the trade stand, the Excel, and then where will FitPro be? Because it
Yeah.
is, when you first walk in, it's like, whoa, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stimulation. So where will
Where do I look? All these amazing things. Well, we actually, so Elevate is in that sort of main downstairs floor, and the actual educational sort of suites are going to be upstairs. So
okay.
there is actually going to be what I've called like a FitPro village, which is us. You know, we're going to have
Oh, I
stands.
love that.
So
FitPro Village. Wow.
we're going to have sort of stands there for our brands, and then also it's going to be very easy to find. There's going to be enough people to send you in the right direction, and you know, you'll go upstairs, and upstairs there's lift access, there's stairs, right? There's going to be 3 educational rooms. One is going to be a practical space, one is going to be practical and theory, and one is going to be theory. They're side by side, enough room so there's no noise bleed or anything like that. But once you're up there, you're going to be able to move from one education to the other. We've done them as hour-long educations, just half an hour at lunch with 15 minutes in between. So you can pop down to Elevate and stuff. But I've tried to keep it simple. I haven't got 25 billion... that would be a bit excessive anyway. But I haven't got 25 sessions all at once. You've got 3 headliners presenting on all very different things. And so you might go, oh, I want something a bit practical in the morning, and oh, there's something I can reflect on here. But what I think is really important about this is we're often doing these things in service of others. But what about our needs? So, you know, we've got things on whether it's menopause, or we've got something on female breathing and breathing mobility or resilience, or just there's things for you to take away, not just I'm doing this to help others, you know. So of course that can help our clients, but it's also a time to sort of look after ourselves as well a little bit, you know.
Oh, that's fantastic. Who have you got then? Who else is on the timetable?
Oh, goodness, wow. Where do I start? Well, obviously you. Other examples. I mentioned Lincoln Bryden earlier. He's not presenting choreography, annoyingly, which I would have loved. But we've got the likes of Cherry Baker, Helen Carpenter Waters. We've got Jane Nichols. We've got Steve Watson, Joe Alley. We've got lots of different brands within there as well. But we've also got Keith Smith talking about experience. We've got talk on GLP-1s.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Oh, who's doing that? Oh, that's going to be
that's a bit of a panel. I'm not sure I can reveal everything yet, but it's through Matrix. They've sorted.
Oh, wow.
So, what we've got is like a lot of headliners, and then there's new people as well that I would say to the presenting scene. Kelly Hopkinson, who's going to be doing something on female breathing, because often breathing is just taught sort of generically and more for athletes and stuff. But we've also brought people in that haven't necessarily had, as educators, they really have had their time to shine, but not necessarily on the presenter circuit. So we're bringing in amazing educators as well. We've got David Howitson, we've got Jacko, we've got, oh my God,
I love Jacko.
Isn't it great, right? Great. So we've got so many things. We're talking about pelvic floor, and the next minute we're talking about resilience. We've got Dr. Glenda. I'm excited. Can you tell?
Oh, it's Dr. Glenda presenting. Oh, is she?
Dr. G, she's great. Basically, like I say, I couldn't get everybody that I wanted, not because they weren't available. I have to be honest, Rachel, not one person's turned me down.
Oh, that's so good.
I wish that was the same in life.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody who I've said, would you like to be part of it? In fact, in all honesty, I had more people asking, could they be part of it, than I had the opportunity to ask. That just shows you the legacy.
That just shows you.
Isn't that wonderful?
I think it's because so many of us have got such fond memories of FitPro's past, and the whole impact that they had on our careers, our lives, and even in my own groups now, people still talk about Loughborough Convention and Coventry. Coventry was like 20 odd years ago, and people still remember. They remember the presenters, the presentations. They remember the folder. People have still got certificates. They often pop up, don't they? Pictures come up, and people say, "Oh, do you remember this event?" And you think, "Oh my gosh, that was like 1998 or something, 2002." So I think there's a lot of fond memories, and I think speaking to presenters that I know who are involved, we all need, the industry needs this, and if we are truly for the industry and we want to help the industry and we want to help instructors, then we need educational events like this. Of course, we've got fantastic Blackpool in the north in March, but it's important that we have other events around the country where everyone can come together. We need this, and so I know why myself and Jane and our sort of immediate friends, we want to get behind this because we want to get people back into the room and getting educated again and just being together. As you said, it's really important for the industry, for the health of the industry, I feel.
Yes, absolutely. And I think one of the things is we're aiming it for fitness professionals. So it's not that someone that comes along to your sessions isn't welcome, but we're going to be making the sessions so you can think about how can I, add something? How can I enhance what I naturally do in my skills?
Yeah,
So, I want everything to have an education element as well as an experience element. So like I say, if someone's experienced something and it's all fitness, there's going to be something in there that you can take away. It's not like you're going to have to be writing your choreography at the
yeah,
side, for 8 hours because you're like, oh my God, I'm missing this. Because there'll be something in there that you go, I get why it was done. And
yeah.
so, yeah, I think really, like you say, it's a beautiful way of saying it, for the health of our industry.
Yeah.
We need to be doing things like this. Yeah.
We do. How this must have been really hard to get to choose presenters for this. How did you choose?
Really hard. Like I say, I've genuinely got dear friends who I've
Yeah.
not been able to ask and who I think deserve the opportunity. I only had 33 sessions. I was like, what the
Okay.
hell? I can't. So it's really, really tough. And there were people that offered more than one, and I could only do one. When I started, at first when I started thinking about it, Rach, I'm sure you can imagine in those moments of thinking, is it going to happen? And you're at the initial stages, and you're thinking, oh, maybe I can ask them, maybe I can ask them, maybe I can ask them, and I'm like, oh my God, it's full. And it was like, oh my God, I've not even managed to speak to some of the people. I mean, as you know, you were one of the first, Rachel, weren't you? Yes. You certainly were. So
Thank
it's you and I had spoken about it many times over the
you. Many
years. And you
times,
were like,
yeah.
wait, Teresa, when are you bringing FitPro Live back?
Yeah, we'd all been saying it.
Yeah, right.
And I think, as you said, I think people are just a bit out of practice. It's just that booking the train ticket, going on the train, don't worry about being on your own. Everyone's going to be there to look after you, care for you, help you, support you. There'll be
Mm.
lots of friendly faces there. And it's good to get out your comfort zone. It's good to take the trip to Londinium and come and
And,
see everyone,
and
even if it's for a day.
one of the things I was really also quite careful about selecting presenter wise is because everybody I know who's a presenter is also really naturally great with people. They're
Mm,
not just a great educator and presenter, and then they sort of, go away and can't connect with people. I've chosen it so that people who turn up and they are solo will really feel welcome. They'll feel part of something.
yeah.
And me as a host, I will be going to see everybody and making sure, and I'll be asking them about them. That's, as a presenter, that's always how I was. I wasn't just, I'm going to stand on stage. I'd be talking to people, and I think that's really important, that people feel part of something. It's not about a them and an us. It's, if that's the right way of saying it, it really is. It doesn't work unless those people turn up, and their value to us is important. We know how much we're still learning from people coming into the industry, right?
Yeah.
So we want to have those conversations because it's two-way. So we're growing all together. So absolutely.
And you don't have to be a FitPro member. It's open to everyone. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's what we haven't done is we haven't discounted it in any way to
Mhm.
members. We've not advantaged it in that way. We've just done it as cheap as we can. In fact, this could be a good time when I say about the 15% off code.
Yes.
Yes. So let me say that now. So because Rachel's obviously presenting, because I forced her, put her arm behind her back, present. She's got a 15% off code, which is speaker. So obviously, you know how to spell speaker, hopefully SPEAKER in capitals, and then 15, and that will give you 15% off. But the key thing is where you go onto the form, it says, you must choose FitPro. Don't press professional or trade supplier, unless of course you just want to go to the free version of Elevate, but then you won't be able to come up into that education space. 15% off. It's £90 for one day and £160 for two. So we've discounted it if they want to come on the Wednesday and Thursday.
Life goes fantastic. So now FitPro 2025. We've got FitPro Live coming up that I assume is consuming you at the moment, ticking all the boxes, doing all the things. It's 4 weeks away. 4 weeks away as we're recording this, more or less. Um, what other areas of the business are you focusing on? What else does FitPro do now in 2025?
Yeah, great question. So, of course, we've got our insurance offering, we've got our music offering, we've got MOSA, we've got membership, which is our key thing. A membership body where you can be part of something. And then we've got our education. Now, our education isn't just all paid. We do the webinars that you've been so kind to be involved in. We're doing a lot of collaboration. One of the things I want to drive forwards is more face-to-face. So we had an event last month, which was called Fascia and Feelings.
Oh, yes. Tell me about that. It looked fantastic.
It was amazing. So JP is a dear friend of mine. He came all the way over from Australia. It sold out within, I think it was about a week. And it was called Fascia and Feelings. We're repeating in December, so please come along. It was lovely. So what I want to do is have pockets of education. So we've got 97 CPD educations on the platform now, which is a lot. Now, I know you do a lot of education. I think you've probably got more than me, but so it's a lot of education, and we're trying, like you, Rachel, is trying to find what genuinely people need to get their hands on. So we're filling gaps, joining dots and stuff. So FitPro is, it's all about us all evolving. So we're not standing still. So there's more things to come, and I just want to see how FitPro Live goes to see what we continue to do. But it's 35 years. What a way to celebrate our 30th birthday.
Is it 35 years? Oh my gosh, it's longer than 25. 35 years. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Really is. So yeah, lots to be excited about then. So where can anybody go for the ticket? So if they want to sign up, what's the URL that people can go to?
Well, it's a rather long one, so can we do a link if that's okay?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, if that's all right. But basically, it's on if you register, if you were to go onto the Elevate website, there's a register form. And like I say, it will tell you in the details if you're going to FitPro Live that it's a paid event and that you need to do these certain things. But the key thing is that you are going to choose FitPro when it says, are you? It's sort of saying, are you a professional, a trade supplier, or FitPro? So just put in FitPro. It will ask you if you're a member. It doesn't matter if you are yes or no. And then it will ask for a few details, and then it will take you through to sort of payment page. And then you're all good to go. Yeah, can't wait to see people there. And obviously there's that 15% off offer with Speaker 15.
That's fantastic. And more of your live events. So if you've just mentioned the one that you did with JP, have you got more lined up for the rest of the year? Oh, can you spare us any details? Or
well, I think I've got another one of repeating of Fascia and Feelings. Was
it that well received, Teresa?
Oh yeah, and there was a sort of a waiting list. We're looking at a foam roller one, the Big Six. We're looking at doing something with Ben from Vivo on sort of barefoot training but also running mechanics and programming. And we've got a few others that I'm just in discussions with. Kelly Hopkinson's been talking about something. I'm sure I can get you in on something. Emily Slickle's been. There's loads.
Oh, brilliant, Dr. Emily. Fantastic.
Yes. We've got, other things where we're looking at mindfulness and stuff. What I got to be careful of is not spreading ourselves thin.
Yeah.
The quality of the education will always be paramount. So yeah, all I can say to people is watch their space. But probably the best thing for them to do first of all is, that's right, turn up to FitPro Live, right?
To FitPro Live, absolutely. Oh, I love that. Oh, but it's going to be fantastic. We're going to be there. I'll be there on the Wednesday. Obviously, you'll be there both days, hosting. Refreshments, drinks, everything. Elevate. The centre has everything you need. Changing rooms, showers, facilities, all there.
Showers so much, but there's definitely the place where you can. It's a bit like IFS, right? So
yeah.
You just turn up for the day, bring a few change clothes,
and go back on the train sweetly.
yeah. Then people know you've been part of an experience, right? But yeah, it's so easy, refreshments and stuff like that. I particularly like the bagel factory downstairs. If
Yes.
you want to
There's
kind of,
usually lots of free samples in the Elevate area, isn't there? Things that you can
absolutely,
get.
absolutely, yes.
How exciting. Okay, well, we'll see you there. So I'm going to link to everything in the show notes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be all in the description, all the details and the code information. And I'll also, I'll link to Teresa and the FitPro social media so you can have a little chat and say hello to Teresa over there. And if there's anything else, do you want to add anything else, Teresa? Anything else that people need to know?
No, I think we've covered absolutely everything. I think you and I are incredibly passionate about what we do.
Very much.
And I hope that people understand how that's going to filter down into the
Yeah,
experience that they have. I want to make sure that, we're really we're not just delivering what we think
yeah.
needs to be done. We're also taking on board what people are asking for and stuff. So I just want to say thanks for the opportunity for talking about it and being
No,
part of it. You have such an amazing following, and your followers are always, they trust what you do, Rachel, and I'm just very grateful that you're giving me the opportunity to talk about something, and hopefully they'll be able to jump on board and trust what we do as well.
absolutely. Thank you, Teresa. Thanks for being part of the podcast today. Have a
My
lovely day.
pleasure.
Thanks, everyone. Any questions, give me a shout, gang, and we look forward to seeing you at FitPro Live.